Good morning, and welcome to Living Bread Radio's Liturgy of the Word. Today is Friday, May 18th, the optional memorial of St. John the First. Today's readings are from the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 25, and from the Gospel of John, chapter 21. Today's reflection is from Father Ron Turek, from St. Agnes Parish in Orrville, Ohio. And now, in communion with the Church throughout the world, let us lift up our hearts to the Lord in prayer and song with Liturgy of the Word.
A reading from the Acts of the Apostles. King Agrippa and Bernice arrived in Caesarea on a visit to Festus. Since they spent several days there, Festus referred Paul's case to the king, saying, "There is a man here in custody by Felix. When I was in Jerusalem, the chief priests and the elders of the Jews brought charges against him and demanded his condemnation. I answered them that it was not Roman practice to hand over an accused person before he has faced his accusers and had the opportunity to defend himself against their charge. So when they came together here, I made no delay. The next day I took my seat on the tribunal and ordered the man to be brought in. His accusers stood around him, but did not charge him with any of the crimes I suspected. Instead, they had some issues with him about their own religion and about a certain Jesus who had died, but who Paul claimed was alive. Since I was at a loss how to investigate this controversy, I asked if he were willing to go to Jerusalem and there stand trial on these charges. And when Paul appealed that he be held in custody for the emperor's decision, I ordered him held until I could send him to Caesar." The word of the Lord.
Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. My sheep hear my voice, says the Lord. I know them, and they follow me. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. After Jesus had revealed himself to his disciples and eaten breakfast with them, he said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" Simon Peter answered him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my lambs." He then said to Simon Peter a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Simon Peter answered him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him a third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was distressed that he had said to him a third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Amen, amen, I say to you, when you were younger you used to dress yourself and go where you wanted. But when you grow old you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go." He said this, signifying by what kind of death he would glorify God. And when he had said this, he said to him, "Follow me." The Gospel of the Lord.
And now, the Bread of Life, a reflection on today's Mass readings by Father Ron Turek from St. Agnes Parish in Orville, Ohio.
Most of us are familiar with the events and people surrounding the passion and death of Jesus. We know that Judas betrayed Jesus. Earlier this week, on May 14th, we celebrated the feast of St. Matthias, who was selected to replace Judas as one of the 12 apostles. Today's gospel indirectly reminds us of the threefold denial by Peter, his denial that he knew Jesus, that he was his follower. "I don't know the man," Peter insisted. Now, in today's gospel, a gospel passage after Jesus had risen from the dead, Jesus 3 times asked Peter if he loves him, if he loves Jesus. Peter says yes 3 times, although it seems as if Peter is becoming frustrated that Jesus asks him this 3 times. Peter is perhaps forgetful or trying to forget his threefold denial. We need to always remember that each of us is weak, that each of us is a sinner. But we also need to remember that in Jesus we find forgiveness. In Jesus we find strength. We should remember to regularly confess our sinfulness and to look to Jesus for the forgiveness that we need. We should look to Jesus for the guidance and strength that we need. Yes, I love you. This is Father Ron Turek from St. Agnes in Orville for Living Bread Radio.
Prayer for Spiritual Communion. My Jesus, I believe that you are present in the most holy sacrament. I love you above all things, and I desire to receive you into my soul. Since I cannot at this moment receive you sacramentally, come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace you as if you were already there and unite myself wholly to you. Never permit me to be separated from you. Amen.
Prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.
Liturgy of the Word is a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. For more information on this or any of our local programs, log on to livingbreadradio.com, where you can listen on demand or subscribe to any of our podcasts.
Will you come?
see if I but call your name. Will you set the prisoners free and never be the same? Will you kiss the leper clean and do such as this unseen, and admit to what I mean in you and you in me? Will you love the you hide if I but call your name? Will you quell fear inside and never be the same? Will you use the faith you found to reshape the world around through my sight and touch and sound in you and you in me? Lord, your summons echoes true